Okay, so today we're going to make celery root and mushroom soup. Always with some kinds of sprouted lentils today. It could be sprouted mung beans or sprouted pulses, mixed pulses. Any kinds of sprouts are fine. Celery root is called Celeriac in the UK, yeah. So you say tomato, I say tomato. So I'm going to start crushing my garlic. Always crush your garlic 10 minutes before using it, because you want the allicin to develop, and you'll see an insert now which explains that, why you need to do it, and all the beneficial effects of allicin in garlic. And so please remember to subscribe and click on the notifications. Do that in particular because I'm going to be making a video soon which I think will be a blockbuster, and it will go viral and maybe get me into a lot of trouble. Hopefully it won't get me banned from YouTube. I have a theory of why dysphoria, so-called dysphoria, is so prevalent at the moment. Yeah, why little boys think they're girls and little girls think they're boys, and reassignment surgery and all that Frankenstein nonsense. I will be telling you why I think that's happening and what you can do about it. So make sure you subscribe and click on allow notifications, because it might take me a while to make the video. So I might finish my recipe series first. And please give me your feedback. What are you watching my videos for? Do you have one of the diseases that Celery put into remission with his diet, and that's why you're watching it, so you can see how to eat, what you can eat on the diet, and reverse your disease? Or are you watching it to make the recipes because they look delicious, which I hope they do. I hope they do look delicious. In my opinion, they are delicious. Or are you watching to make the recipes for your health and to prevent any diseases or any problems? So please give me your feedback. I will, in the comments, I will answer, I promise, I will answer them. Okay, so the celeriac, called celery root in the UK. Here we go. So you're supposed to cut the skin off. Now I think the skin in vegetables has a lot of really good nutrients in it. Sometimes, they're the best nutrients or very concentrated. So now you wouldn't want to use this unless you'd cleaned it thoroughly with hydrogen peroxide, which is what I've done. I've given it a good scrub, and and then I've soaked it in hydrogen peroxide for about 10 minutes, so I can be sure that there's no bugs on the surface, no parasites, no bacteria. To see how to use hydrogen peroxide, you need to be careful with hydrogen peroxide, especially if you've got kids. So click on, I've got a link in the description which shows you how to use it safely. Yeah, and that will take you to my website, where there's an article on hydrogen peroxide. And I recommend reading my website anyway. Have a good read, and read all my blogs. Yeah, I tell you all about the Celeriac diet on my website. There's a link underneath in the description. So now I'm putting the sprouted lentils in the jug of the mixer, and I'm going to put the Celeriac in. I'm a Brit, so I call it Celeriac. Yeah. So I'm going to have some things which I call the garnish. Yeah, so I've got a little side thing. Some of these things you can chuck in the soup as well. So yeah, let's do the garnish now. So oh no, let's do the mushrooms first. Yeah, I need to do. Let's put the mushrooms in. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe to my video. I don't want to make that controversial video and nobody watches it. So yeah, I'll be talking about it on all my recipe videos for a while to make sure. Okay, what else are we going to put in the soup? Well, we're going to put some virgin coconut oil, yeah, which really improves the flavour of the soup and is fantastic for your health. We'll run a little insert about virgin coconut oil when I put it in. Cornichon, I'm going to cut them up and give it a nice little note of sourness, yeah, a nice contrast. Miso soup, brown rice miso. Yes, what else? We're going to add some virgin coconut oil at the end, and we're making the soup with dashi, which is Japanese stock. This is what the Japanese use to make stock, and it's delicious, you know, with miso. And they make it with this, which is kelp, Japanese kelp, called kombu in Japan. And I did have, yeah, I've got some shiitake mushrooms, dried shiitake mushrooms as well, which you can make. You can make the dashi from either, or you can make them from both, which is what I do. So shiitake mushrooms, yeah. And there's a link underneath which will take you to my video showing you how to make 3 days supply of dashi, and you keep it in a bottle like this with a vacuum wine stopper, yeah. You'll see me using it later on with a pump. Yeah, here's the pump. Here's the pump. So that pumps the air out, and you've got a vacuum in the bottle, yeah. And you keep it in the fridge, and it'll keep nice and fresh for at least 3 days. I make 3 days supply. Okay, so let's cut up the tomato for our garnish. I like tomato particularly because I think it gives a nice colour, you know, nice. It's good for the presentation, you know, nice contrast. And you know, the celeriac the soup is going to look a bit boring, you know. It's going to be brown. It's going to be looking a bit boring. So we want to liven up the image, make a nice thumbnail, and yeah, also I'm going to put some yeast flakes, yeah, what I laughingly call vegetarian parmesan, parmigiano. And yeah, we can't eat parmesan on the Celeriac diet because it's dairy. Dairy is excluded on the Celeriac diet. No dairy, no milk, no grains of any kind except for rice, quinoa and buckwheat. Those are allowed. And I've got a couple of videos that show you how to make buckwheat noodles and brown rice rice recipe. Yeah, it would be ideal to sprout the brown rice so you can eat it raw. Unfortunately, it's hard to find rice which will actually sprout. Now, I don't know if that is the species of rice, you know, the particular kind of rice that won't sprout easily, because all rice must sprout, because otherwise, you know, how could they grow it? So I don't know if it's that, or if it's, I think more likely, they are, you know, the suppliers of rice are heating it to, you know, to preserve it, you know, they're pasteurizing it with steam, hot steam, you know, and you don't notice in the taste, but it's doing something to the rice. You know, the rice isn't the same, so, you know, it's cooked before you even bloody get it. So, you know, how much of that goes on, I'm not sure. I tried to research it, but I couldn't really find much about it. You know, I think it's a guilty secret. So this is gonna add a nice bit of colour, yeah, and it'll be nice to eat as a garnish, and it makes it a complete meal. Now, celeriac, celery root, there's not many calories in it. It's mainly fibre, so it's super for your colon. Yeah, if you've got any colon troubles, it's great for your colon. It's a prebiotic, yeah. The fibres are prebiotic, and they turn into beneficial bacteria in your gut. Your gut can turn them into bacteria, which keeps your colon healthy. So, yeah. So there's not much calories in it. There aren't a lot of calories actually in the sprouts either. There's virtually no starch in the sprouts. You know, the sprouts raw before they're sprouted probably have a lot of starch in, but there's the fact of sprouting them actually pre-digests them, so the starches turn into sugars, and let's cut up the Cornish. The starches turn into sugars, and the proteins, the proteins are broken down into the constituent aminos, yeah? So the complex proteins are broken down, so very digestible, and so very easy to digest this stuff. So what about the calories? So yeah, because, you know, no starch, only a little sugar. So we do need some calories. So that will be supplied by the virgin and the coconut oil. It will supply calories, but in a different way. The coconut oil will go straight. It's what's called a medium chain triglyceride, and it will go straight to your liver and be transformed into glucose. Yeah, into ketones, not glucose. And yeah, very good if you're worried about, if you're getting on a bit and you're worried about neurodegenerative diseases, it's very good for that. Okay, so while we're doing this, let's do the whole hog. Yeah, so let's cut up the avocado. So yeah, does Gordon Ramsay tell you all this stuff? I don't think so. So yeah, watch my channel instead of Gordon's. Yeah. Oh, This isn't really ripe, this avocado. Okay, what I do in cases like this, I put some cling film on it, cling film, to keep the air out, and give it a few more days to ripen. Okay, so let's keep the air out. Yeah, you'll need to trim it, probably it'll start to go brown. Okay, let's get another avocado. And this is organic, look, Tesco organic. Try to eat organic as much as possible, yeah. Find, if you've got in the US they have stores where you can, you know, it's all, everything is organic. We have some in the UK as well, in health food shops. Some health food shops do lots of, you know, all the organic vegetables. In the UK you've also got realfoods.co.uk, and they do a lot of organic stuff, you know, you can order online. Okay, so we've got some brown bits here in this avocado. Always cut the brown bits out, yeah, because they are rancid oils. There's a lot of oil in avocado, very beneficial oil, very good for you. But the brown bits are where the oil has gone rancid, and rancid oils are really not good for you. Okay, so quite a lot in this. Yeah, so fresh oils, virgin oils, cold pressed oils are great anti-inflammatory things. Extra virgin olive oil is very anti-inflammatory. Now, if it's exposed to oxygen, then it turns rancid, and rancid oils are pro-inflammatory. Yeah, so you don't want that. So make sure, be really vigilant, and make sure, because you can't always taste, you know, you don't always taste if it's gone a bit rancid, especially if you put it in something like French dressing. So make sure you always use the vacuum wine saver, keep it in a bottle. Well, yeah, on the bottle, keep the vacuum wine saver stopper on it. Yeah, come on. This is a funny avocado. It's quite ripe in some places, but not so ripe in others. Yes, I made a video called 6 Pandemics Will You Survive, which I've noticed in my analytics thing. It's getting a lot of, you know, people are watching it all the way through, so they're obviously interested in that, and you know, that tells you all the horrible things they've been doing to our food, you know, and ruining our health. So I'll probably put that as an end screen, so watch that. Okay, so now I'll just put a bit of Thai fish sauce on it, and I use this instead of salt. We'll run a little insert now about Thai fish sauce. And yeah, if you're using Thai fish sauce instead of salt, very important, well, very important anyway, to supplement with iodine. Yeah, Lugol's iodine. Take a few drops in water in the morning. Not at night, because if you take it at night you probably won't sleep well, because it gives you lots of energy. You know, boosts your thyroid. So yeah, so they add iodine. It's by law, it's illegal to sell table salt without added iodine. Yeah, because, and it's been the case for about 100 years. And that's because, if they don't, everybody starts getting goiters, which is like a swelling on your thyroid. And yeah, not good. Yeah, I think that's it. So now I'm going to make the soup. Now the beauty of making soup in a blender like this is you can taste it, as you add the stuff, you can taste it as you go along. Okay, which is, I should have done that with the mushrooms. I should have added the celeriac first, and then added mushroom bit by bit to see, how it altered the flavour. But never mind. So here's my jug, and yeah. So garlic, for example, I've made quite a lot. I think it will stand up to a lot of garlic, but make a bit too much garlic, and you can add it and taste it as you go along to find the happy medium. Okay, so we need to put quite a lot of dashi in. Yeah, I'm using up my dashi stocks very fast making these soups, because they take quite a lot of dashi to make. Okay, so let me show you my blender. This is the Vitamix. Yeah, I've had this for 20 years, this thing, and it was the original, powerful blender. Nowadays, there's plenty of blenders around, powerful blenders. Anyway, I'll show you the 3 switches. You've got on, off, variable, and then you've got high. Now you never want to switch high on without using variable going up to 10, like this. And you should never use it without the top on. Okay, always have the rubber top, or whatever, whatever blender. They're all the same. They've got a top, usually rubber, and a hole in it, and you've got a tamper. Okay, so because when you blend it, when you use it at very high speed, you get a pocket of air. The blade forms a pocket of air, and it stops blending. So then you need to tamp it down, but never do that without the top on. Okay, because you risk hitting the blade with the tamper or whatever you're using, and it could cause serious injury both to the blender and to yourself. So never do that. Okay, so this is quite risky what I'm doing. Okay, I shouldn't really be doing this without the top on, but it makes a good shot. So let's start blending. Okay, yeah, I had it on high. Did you see that? Yeah. If you do that, you're likely to have to repaint the kitchen ceiling. Okay. Yeah, can you see what I mean? It's formed a pocket of air, and it's not turning anymore. It will do eventually, but anyway. So I'm going to put it back to 0. Oh, okay, I'm going to have a little taste. Yeah, interesting taste. Okay, so I'm going to put some garlic in. Yeah, let's put half of it in and see what it tastes like. Yeah, I think it will take all the garlic, but yeah, let's be careful. Let's be on the safe side. Okay, have a little taste, and of course we haven't seasoned it yet, so yeah, that improves it quite a lot. Let's put some more garlic in. Have another little taste. Yeah, nice. Okay, now I'm going to put some virgin coconut oil in there. Virgin coconut oil. Yeah, in cold temperatures it goes like this, goes hard. In the summer it just goes liquid, you know, and if it's a bit warmer it's liquid, and it blends perfectly well. Yeah, you can put it in the blender, it'll blend perfectly like this. So this really does improve the taste, and it's great for your health. It really is healthy, virgin raw coconut oil. Our masters would have you believe that it's you know, it's not good for you, that it's a saturated fat, and yeah, it'll give you heart attacks. That's actually the opposite of the truth. It's a really healthy food, and there's plenty of medical studies, plenty of studies in peer-reviewed medical journals which back up what I'm saying. So okay, so let's blend that. Yeah, that really makes it taste nice. Okay, now I'm going to have some miso, a little bit of miso, brown, let me show you, brown rice miso, yeah. Miso is fermented soybeans, usually often with something else, like, I'm going to put quite a lot in, like brown rice in this case. So it can be barley, various things. Don't get the barley with miso if you want to follow the Celery diet, because barley is prebiotic. Okay, I put quite a lot of miso in. It might be too much. Let's blend it and see. Yeah, that's improved it. Yeah, miso is quite salty in itself because it's fermented, you know, in salt. That's how it's made, you know, it's just fermented in salt. So is quite salty. So, and you've got the garlic as well, so it doesn't really need a lot of seasoning. But I'm going to put some Thai fish sauce in. Thai fish sauce, yeah, which I use instead of salt. And okay, we'll show you an insert now. So I'm just going to put a few drops in. Thai fish sauce really improves the flavour of anything, yeah, much more than salt actually. Okay, so let's blend that. A little taste. Yeah, that tastes really good. Yeah, really nice. Okay. So, et ça fait du bien par où ça passe. I keep forgetting to buy a long-handled spoon. Silly old fart that I am, silly old senile old fart. Hopefully I'll remember this afternoon. Okay, so let's put that aside. I use malt vinegar to clean down the surfaces. Malt vinegar is really effective at cleaning, but also it's a fantastic disinfectant because it's acid and it kills bacteria. So really, what's not to like? You know, why buy some cleaner that's going to be toxic when you can use this? Okay, so let's clean down. Clean down with the malt vinegar. Yeah, don't actually eat malt vinegar. Malt vinegar is really cheap. I think like 99p, you know, in the supermarket, which is like I think about $1 in the US. So very cheap. But don't eat it. Okay, it's not allowed on the Celeriac diet. It's got wheat proteins in. Okay, so we don't eat it. So now we're starting to get there. And one more thing I need to introduce you to. Now, classic cooked soup. You know how you make cooked soup. You soften some onions and you cook the vegetables, blah blah blah, and you put it in some stock, and then you know it goes cooked. Classic cooked soup goes really well with two things. It goes well with parmesan, and it also goes well with creme fraiche. Now here's my semi-legal version, my vegan creme fraiche. Okay, it's coconut cream, okay, and I've made it sour by whisking it up with this, which is my fermented sprouted chickpeas, my stock, which I use for making my hummus, but not as we know it, Jim. Okay, you could use sauerkraut. Sauerkraut would work perfectly well. You want something with some bacteria in, yeah, some probiotic bacteria, and the bacteria is what makes it ferment. I've also used some of this, which is borscht pickle from a Polish grocery shop, yeah, and that gives it that nice pink colour. And I don't think there's any probiotic bacteria left in the pickle, but never mind. It makes it nice and sour anyway. So so let's put some extra virgin coconut oil in, and I'm going to leave it on the surface because it looks nice in the final shot. Okay, and you need to always pump the air out. Now let me show you how to do that. You need to, the stopper, if it's got a lot of oil on it, and there's oil in the neck of the bottle, then the stopper might not stay in. You think you're pumping the air out, and you think you're keeping it nice and fresh, but all the time the stopper has come loose, so you don't want that. So I'm just cleaning it with some vinegar, cleaning the stopper and the neck of the bottle with some vinegar, so there's no oil. Yeah, so now that should stay put. And this in particular is a nice bottle for the stopper to stay. Sometimes the neck of the bottle is too big for the stopper, and it's a bit of a pig, and it won't stay. It won't stay with the vacuum. Okay, now what else? Yeah, we got yeast flakes. So I'll put some cream in, because this will look nice in the. You see, this would be a bit boring in the thumbnail, just some brown goop. So yeah, let's make it a bit more interesting. So let's put a little bit of this colour to add a bit of colour, and some cornichon. Nice little sourness. Okay, and then yeast flakes, vegan parmesan. So yeah, vegan parmesan. Okay, there we go. And put a little in the soup as well to show. Okay, now I'm going to really enjoy eating that. So that's it, I think. Et voila!